Hi, my name is Sid Ravi. I'm here with Anika, Arjun, Shreya, and Sarah, and we're so excited to bring you this product. Jordan is a 17-year-old high schooler. She wakes up and checks her phone to see that almost all her grades have dropped. It's become a familiar trend. She's late for school. As she hurries downstairs, she gets yelled at by her stepmom. A full-on rant on how she's doing badly at school, at basketball, how she hasn't started preparing for her SATs. She feels totally dejected with her heart racing and her breath shortened. She skips breakfast to escape from her home, but as she sits on the bus, a mix of anger and stress will inside her, and she has no idea how she's going to get through the day. We created this product to help teens like Jordan deal with overwhelming stress and anxiety that they face in their everyday lives. Our research showed that the problem of teen stress is both pervasive and severe, especially in the US and developed nations. Nearly 45% of US teens feel stressed all the time, with stress levels even exceeding that of adults. Yet 35% don't do anything about it, and many resort to extreme measures. What's notable is that teenagers are the most underserved segment, with only 1 in 3 people receiving any counseling or professional help. Enter Relivium, a social platform which helps teenagers deal with chronic stress and anxiety and take control of their emotional well-being. A play on the Latin word for relief, Relivium, will allow teens to relieve themselves of the stress they have, allowing them to relive their lives.
Our phase 1 of research revealed 2 things. First, an app designed for teens to help with stress would be very helpful. And second, a lot of teens using apps like Headspace and Calm got very limited benefit as they just offered meditation or breathing exercises and didn't address the root cause. We then decided to pivot to a more holistic stress lifecycle management concept. A large survey was done on 36,000 US teens in 2018, plus our second round of research confirmed these top causes of stress in teens. However, several psychologists caution us of ethical and legal challenges if we are seen to be diagnosing and treating stress. Plus, the 2018 survey showed that almost 23% of teens talk to friends when they are stressed. This led us to our second pivot to a social platform position rather than a medical treatment platform. After we developed a first prototype, our third round of research was on which features people like and what else we should build. There were a lot of enthusiasm for almost all features, but we received some very valuable insights, such as a need for nutrition advice, group therapy sessions, motivational quotes, and ways to celebrate success. We found that 35% of students we surveyed will be willing to purchase the premium features of our application. So let's look at Relivium through the eyes of Jordan, our hyper-stressed teen.
Jordan gets to know Relivium through her school's Twitter account. She's skeptical at first. After all, she's already tried Headspace and Calm. Jordan gets to know Relivium through her school's Twitter account. She's skeptical at first. After all, she's already tried Headspace and Calm. Meditation and breathing did help her sleep a bit better, but didn't really solve anything. But after reading the reviews, she downloads the app and creates a login using her student ID. She can use an alias if she wants anonymity. Jordan first creates her EH, or emotional health profile, answering a series of questions around her family environment, school environment, relationship situation, health and lifestyle, etc. Relivium's AI engine, Maya, calculates Jordan's EH index. Jordan can see she's severely stressed and needs help in 3 areas: family stress, academic stress, and health and lifestyle. Maya then presents Jordan with what we call as a PAP, or personalized activity plan. Jordan can watch curated videos around her stress areas. She can join some peer support groups especially relevant to her and follow a super fun activity and nutritional plan. Jordan starts to follow her PAP watching the videos on relationship with step-parents, giving her practical tips on mindset and behavior changes to work on. She joins 3 support groups on test anxiety, family divorces, and dealing with eating disorders, where she finds more tips and learns from other experiences. Just sharing her experience and finding she's not the only one makes her feel less alone. When she's feeling depressed, she chats with Maya, who points her to additional resources and even pushes helpful things like motivational quotes to address her struggle with managing her homework and assignments. Jordan uses an experience recorder to voice record on a daily basis what she experiences during her day, stressful situations, moods, etc. Maya will use natural language processing. The experience recorder will track both things, her daily experiences and her PAP activity, to chart her progress. Jordan finds some very useful resources and is able to schedule group sessions with her school psychologist and also other students who are in the same situation as her, which she wasn't even aware about. Jordan has been tracking her activity on her dashboard. After just 3 weeks, she can start seeing noticeable progress. She earns points and badges for keeping up with her PAP activity and making progress that helps her keep her motivated. Plus, she can redeem points for selected products such as t-shirts and hats, as well as services like a 1-month free gym membership. After 7 to 8 weeks, she can see a substantial improvement in her EH index. She is no longer binging when depressed and is much happier throughout the school day. She and her family have also stopped fighting as much. By talking to professionals, we found that celebrating success with the community is a powerful motivator, and by sharing her success story, Jordan is helping inspire countless others. Relivium is an application designed by teens, for teens, to help them navigate easily and more confidently through their own journeys with stress.
For the market size, we use the well-known TAM, SAM, and SOM framework. The TAM is the estimated share of global teens who regularly experience stress and anxiety, around 400 million teenagers. Of those, we take the share of teens that have access to mobile internet in an English-speaking country, giving us an SAM of 32 million teenagers. For the SOM, we estimated the share of the SAM, which we believe as a company we can capture. We took 20%, which is reasonable as we are the only teen-focused solution. This gives us 6.5 million teens as the customer base we can easily aim for. We looked at the 10 most popular emotional wellness apps and did a detailed feature-by-feature comparison. The majority offer a specific solution like meditation or breathing. They relieve symptoms but do not address the root causes of stress. We compared the competition on 2 axes, the target segment and the degree to which they take a solution approach. Relivium has 3 strong differentiators. First, none of the competing apps is targeted towards the teen or youth segment, except Udify, which targets the college demographic. Second, Relivium is the only app that tries to address the root causes of teen stress in a holistic way. And third, our AI-driven approach offers deep personalization. It's like having your own emotional coach or buddy. However, we are open to partnering up with established apps such as Headspace or Calm, as our offering can be highly complementary to theirs.
For pricing, we lead the freemium model, keeping a lot of our core functions free, while also offering a paid subscription. This subscription activates a number of premium features, including personalization, access to Maya, group virtual sessions with emotional health experts, and redeemable points. The subscription fee has been capped at an affordable $49 a month, rising to $6.99 in year 3, which is similar to what people are used to paying for popular apps and games. The pricing policy will be canceled anytime, no questions asked for sign-up comfort. We plan to sign up users through 2 main channels, the consumer channel and the school channel. In the consumer channel, we will focus on social media marketing on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, but also start leveraging influencer blogs and sites like EdSurge. The school channel is very effective because each county gives access to about 60 to 70 middle and high schools. We will leverage teachers and counselors and ambassadors, as well as school communication channels. We will not be selling Relivium to schools themselves. Instead, we'll use schools as a tool to showcase our application to students, our primary customer base. We will also explore cross-marketing partnerships with established edtech companies like Dreambox and Chegg. Ultimately, the more word of mouth we can generate is the best marketing we can hope for. We'll be taking many precautions to protect our customers' privacy, making sure to comply with privacy laws, both nationally and internationally. In year 1, we'll stay more regional with the aim of getting solid traction and validate the business model. In year 2, we will expand nationally with a target of 1 million users. And in year 3, we'll penetrate deeper into the US market, but also start expanding into key English-speaking countries with a goal of 2.5 million users. Keep in mind this is still less than half of our SOM of 6.5 million and compares reasonably with Headspace's 62 million downloads.
For our revenue forecast, we've seen only 6% of users upgrade to a paid version year 1, rising to 10% by year 2 and beyond. Revenue comes at a modest $180,000 in year 1, but taking up and crossing to $16 million by year 3, a result of rapid US and international expansion and higher pricing. Top 10 meditation apps in the market grossed $200 million in 2019 at an average of $20 million. So we think we have a realistic year 3 forecast. Our 3 biggest cost heads are R&D and maintenance, marketing, and management team compensation. For R&D to start with, it will cost around $25,000 to develop the app itself, and adding a chatbot and developing the AI engine will add another $125,000, which gives us a good MVP. We will use mobile backends as a service for hosting and maintenance. For marketing, our research shows average CAC of around $3 per sign-up user from retail channels and 50 cents from the school channel for an average of $1.6. We will pay ourselves modest levels of compensation, adding a small number of senior marketing and tech executives in year 2. Gross margins are forecasted at 29% in year 2 and 60% in year 3. Apart from the founding team, we have an initial set of board members to give us advice around key facets of the business. To kickstart Relivium, we will need a seed funding of $1.4 million.
That is time. Awesome. Thank you so much, Team Metal Kettle. Great job. Vineet, you have the first question.
Yeah, hi. Great presentation, and I think a very big problem you're trying to solve. So I think that's fantastic. A quick question, one is how are you going to keep the child or the individual who comes on the app engaged for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, because we've seen very high drop-off rates. And is there something on the onboarding process? So 2 parts of the same question.
So for the first part of the question, when we talked to our customers and did lots of customer validations over the past year, what we found was that teenagers are simply not having resources that are keeping them engaged. So by consistently every week with an updating of the EH index and tailoring the things that the application is offering to the customers, the goal is to then keep the customer engaged consistently with the application itself. The rule of thumb with the app is the more you give, the more times you use it, the more times you use the surveys, you then will be able to get more out of it. So by having individuals really watch the videos and by doing the group sessions, we then will be able to cater the application more and more to the individual themselves, and thereby getting them more engaged with the application. I'm not sure I understood the second part of your question though.
No, is there something you have on the onboarding when a person comes in, how are you going to onboard the individual?
Oh, so we have a couple of processes. We have a emotional health survey that has been talked to by many different psychologists and psychiatrists in the RTP area, and it is used to understand how much stress the individual has. Once they do that, they'll then have an EH index, and then they'll be able to see curated videos and activities that they can then do to improve their EH index.
Thank you.
All right, Tariq, you're up next.
Yeah, so great job. I think adults need this as well. I liked your reference to NLP and AI, and you're doing voice recording, which is cool. Are you going to be able to extract, let's say you get 400 voice recordings in the last week. Hey, the biggest deal today was the physics homework. The biggest deal this week was, such and such. Are you going to be able to extract that automatically without people listening to hours of recordings?
Yes, so our AI engine Maya will conduct a persona analysis. So based on the severity and voice and text, it will channel out which part is more severe, and it'll all average it out, and it'll take which is the most severe and which is the least severe based on our deep-rooted with our deep learning algorithms.
Additionally, the idea is as we get further and further along, as we get through the years, the idea would be that we would let schools know and school districts know, hey, these days and these weeks seem to be incredibly stressful. Maybe you can tailor your approach of learning such that you can improve the lives of these teenagers. That's the goal, and we will be developing AI algorithms to mimic those goals.
Priyanka, you have the last question.
Great presentation, and just so you know, slight glitches are the most normal thing to happen, so not to worry about that. Walk me through a little bit about your total addressable market from your screenshots of how the app works. It's in English, so have you looked at the split in different countries where they don't speak English, and how? Walk me through that process.
So our initial market size is going to be solely based on English-speaking countries because, as you said, that's our primary expertise. We don't know many other languages. But the idea is as we continue to grow, we will have more developers and designers to make the application specific to different countries, whether that country is India or parts of the Middle East or Africa. We want to definitely create the application for the world, because stress is not just a developing nation or an English-speaking nation problem. It's a global problem for both teens and adults.
There's a little bit of time left for a quicker question from a judge.
If I may, I wanted to kind of tie back to your agent, Maya, and great job in bringing in AI and doing all of those natural language processing. But walk me through if Agent Maya finds out that someone needs special help where an AI is not capable of. How are you partnering? How are you addressing that?
So when we were talking with a bunch of mental health professionals, we really realized that if someone is suicidal or having very severe and extreme issues, our application does not have the capabilities to deal with that.
That is time.